3, 2, 1.
What's up, supermoto racer people? It's your boy Butters. Today, the Motocast, we are reminiscing about Sturgis 2023. We are watching the lights and national amateur combined races. We're brought to you by Behringer Brakes. Gotta love those guys. And to hang out with us today, we brought on our homie and 2023 national amateur champion, Zack Klassen.
What's going on, dude? I'm super hyped to be here.
Hell yeah, brother. And then, as usual, we got Simp and Samp with us.
What up, supermoto hotos?
And J-Bang, the man behind the scenes.
What's up? Super excited to have you on tonight, Zack. Thank you.
So we're about to go racing here, and this one was a little bit weird because we had lightning delays and
A crazy slick starting straight.
that was probably one of the more.
And Zack like murdering me in the first corner.
I've never seen that view before. That was killer.
I was like, I got a decent-ish start, but Charlie still blew my doors off, and then all of a sudden Zack just comes on the inside and just like pushes me all the way out, and like almost got all crossed up on those ruts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fully locked up the rear brake coming into that. I don't know. I was expecting some type of asphalt stoppage, and I was just still on dirt.
Just like started sliding, yeah. And this was like even Moto 1, where like we still had a little bit of light out too.
Yeah, I enjoyed this moto actually a lot.
Yeah, for the 450s, I had dark motos.
Yeah, dude, I was so concerned. I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I can't fuck around with like getting stuck behind Zack, because I like needed to get up with Charlie to try and get his pace. So I was like trying to get around you so fast, like try and tack onto Charlie, but he was just moving on this track, dude.
For a moment, I was like, we could battle with Samp, that'd be fun. And then I was like, well, we're not battling at all. We're in two different classes, so I gotta let him by for sure.
I appreciate that.
But you do a good job staying in front of me, dude. I very rarely do I let you by, and then you fucking, you usually take off.
It seems to be those first corners you're always there, man. Like I don't even remember what other round. There was another a race where like we met in the first corner and you got. I think you might have got in front of me again or something. And I had to try and get around you again.
And then Johnny, you're close to Zack here.
I do remember that too.
Yeah, Johnny was moving pretty good around here too.
Yeah, I was
pretty sure Johnny qualified right in front of me, didn't he?
Yeah, no, Johnny did. He out-qualified you by like less than like 1,000th of a second, dude.
Oh,
man, I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, it broke away. It knocked off my like the insert.
Oh, the handguard. So the handguard was dangling on your brake side.
Yeah, my brake side on my broken thumb, dude. It was miserable.
Oh, that's right. Because we had
the Saturday before.
Yeah, we were on that long road trip. We had done SMEC and done the Lightning on the Wolf event. You crashed with cold tires, busted up your thumb, and then you were here, and and this was your first time getting pole position for the national amateur class with the busted thumb.
Yeah, first pole.
Yeah, Zack, J-Bang had done a 131.74, and you had done a 131.76.
You can see Brett run over to try to help me, and I'm like,
just ripping it off.
Just throw. I'm like, oh shit! I saw like the washer back out. So that put me to the back.
The pace Charlie had here was nuts, dude.
Yeah, that dude was flying. Holy shit, he's open track.
Yeah, and we had broke down you guys can go back and listen to the other Motocast we done to break down the 450 class. But this has ended up being, like you just wheelied there like that.
Wheelied out of it.
Yeah, I was kind of like land on the gas and then stood out for a second. That was an accident.
For sure. I mean, this is one of the most unique tracks we've probably ever ridden, where they brought in this gravel. It was called asphalt, but it was like they had kind of laid down asphalt, but not in an asphalt manner, and then just steamrolled it.
It was the asphalt that you can buy yourself in the
like
bags.
Home Depot asphalt.
That's what it felt like. Yeah, it felt like they just got a fuckload of those bags. And just
it didn't look like they took like any heat to it.
No, definitely not. They just got a bunch of volunteers go down there and start patting it down there with their feet and called it a day.
That said, it was a vibe. You'd hop up onto it and then slide sideways.
Like the whole way there. You're sliding the second you touch it all the way till you get off of it.
I loved every second of it except for the starts, dude. Like, I don't know, I was just so like used to asphalt starts and stuff. That was
And
a
like,
bit of
I'm
learning
not
curve.
sure, like, obviously Zack beat you into the corner on this one, but I kind of wonder, is a 250 better in that scenario where it is slightly uphill? And so like, I think the con of the 250 would be like, you need to be revving to go forward, and spinning up on that is not your friend. So maybe the torque of a 450 is your friend on that kind of start. But I know I got two really bad starts on a 450. Obviously Zack had it figured out. He fucking launched out of here.
Yeah, I just stayed on the gas.
Did you start in first or second?
I started in first. That's what I was just about to say. I wonder if a second gear start would have been.
I tried both.
Beneficial there.
Neither one worked for me.
I'm pretty sure I swapped
never
between
had
first
good
and
luck
second.
with a second gear start, so I don't even do them anymore.
Johnny
That's on
threw the
Moto.
freaking wet weeds.
Oh shit!
And then all the crowd was just sitting there watching that front or the start straight too. Like that's where everybody was. And so we're just like hopping up onto that and just like being super sideways the whole time.
And Zack, where did you guys stayed for a couple days? Was this your first Sturgis rally?
First time we stayed at Buffalo Chip. Like
no shit.
The party came.
Yeah.
That was
Oh yeah.
Dude, yeah, I think the night before this we saw Limp Bizkit.
No way.
And, yeah, dude, that shit was all time, man. I had to stay sober for Limp Bizkit because I was racing.
Awesome. Dude, I wish we would have known Limp Bizkit was there.
We did.
say
People
so,
were
bro.
trying
I
to
just
get
had
us
to
to go.
not
We
be
just had too
hungover.
much. Dude, that's so awesome. Yeah, Buffalo Chip is wild. That is a cool place out there.
Oh yeah, I think racing or not, I think we got plans on going back this year again.
Yeah, no, during the rally, it's just such a cool vibe.
Yeah, Buffalo Chip has a lot of concerts going on. That's what we're into. It's just the good live music, seeing the people you can never see.
Yep.
This corner Simpy's going into is. This corner is just like I couldn't like stay on it and rail the outside. Like I wanted to shut it down early for some reason. And by that time, like I was already ready to shoot for the inside.
Well, you're already seeing, like, this is the first moto of the day, and you're seeing the ruts that we had laid down. And some background was we had a real late start. They had a bunch of rain the couple days leading up to this event. So they were working till the last second to try to get the track ready for us. And then we had weather delays with lightning in the area, so they had to push stuff back for, it's like once lightning strikes, it has to be like 30 minutes without lightning for us to go or something, whatever it is. And so everything was super delayed while we're running under the lights. And I think it was planned to kind of end under the lights, but not like have the program start under the lights, because I think 450s, we went off for our second moto at like 11 p.m. Sounding crazy, but you can see the ruts forming already pretty good in this first moto. And it was like tacky dirt. Oh yeah, Charlie's gone.
Dude, he has such a monster gap on me. I don't even think I'm to that hill yet.
Dude, and those ruts right there in the second moto, oh my god.
So scary.
And Charlie, he wins the first 450 moto on his 250F. And I remember talking to him, I was like, you gonna ride both bikes? And he was like, dude, I feel so good on the 250. I'm just gonna run the 250 in the 450 class out here. And I was like, really? Even with that? I thought that big uphill would just like the 450s would have too much of an advantage, but Charlie was obviously making it work. I think Charlie laps everyone in this race except for you, Zack.
Yeah, I remember that because I remember everyone had finished already when I pulled around on the first moto, and I was like, oh my god, did I not win? I didn't know what was happening.
This corner was like so deceiving too.
In the second moto, I like throw the finger at the flagger because he throws a white flag at me twice because Charlie was about to lap me. I came across the finish line.
The flagger's just like, what did I do?
I was like, oh, you threw the white flag at me, but like he was waiting for Charlie to throw the white flag, and like he was lapping me on my final lap, and so So I'm like, I saw the white flag twice.
What are you gonna do? Stop and be like, no, that was it. You're gonna keep doing another lap at that point.
No, he really did it.
Just
I
to
was
be
just,
safe.
I was the dumbass.
And then Charlie's fastest lap was the second lap of this race, and he did a 123.7, which was like 3 seconds faster than the next fastest guy, which was Ryan. Ryan, you did a 126 also on the second lap. And then Zach, you had done a 131.9, so slightly slower than you had gone in qualifying, but it was under lights. The track was starting to rut out and stuff.
Yeah, Simpy lap in the field.
What was your favorite part of this track, Zach?
Jumps wise, I think that that step up, the big step up,
Yeah.
for sure. That was sick as hell. Supermoto track.
Oh, for sure.
And then the
This one right
asphalt
here.
was sick. Like Samp was saying, yeah, that was a sick jump.
Yeah.
I wish it was bigger, obviously. Actually, I could be willing to say this downhill was
Yeah.
my
I was gonna
favorite.
say,
I
You,
think
I,
you could really
I could
upload that
sky
off to
that.
the side.
Yeah. Yeah, you could send it way far down it and just like float.
As far as jumps go, actually it'd be that downhill, but the asphalt section was actually that was like Sam was saying, that was the crowd hype section. You come around and be sliding around on the limiter, and you see some drunk guy from Sturgis just so hyped.
We need rollers that just hard pack up the face of that step up.
What?
So you're just
What the
manually
fuck are you
do that
saying?
shit.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, like so you're like, yeah.
Like a 3 pair of rollers, like just spaced out to where you can just keep the wheel on the ground.
Jonathan,
Johnny, you went down again?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I remembered one. I didn't know two.
Charlie always looks
Just
back at me
remembered
when
the
I'm
one
on the
into
ground.
the
and
fence.
he's just so disrespectful, looking back at me like, "What's wrong with you, Johnny?"
Dude, Charlie was making that inside line work, and I think we all ended up going inside after a while.
No,
What
he
about
just
you,
wheelies.
Zach? Were
he
you
just
running
wheelies
the
over that.
inside here or outside?
I don't think that was the first time I ever saw that inside. I didn't even know that was a line.
No,
I hated this corner though. It like looked
That
like you'd
corner
have
was
like
hard.
tacky, but then it was just so sketchy and loose. And I love
Yeah.
this little pop-up thing.
Yeah, that was so fun. Dude, they had to like take a sawzall, cut those fence posts down to give us that out right there. It was so sick when we got there and they're building the track. I'm like, hell yeah.
Hour before the race, he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna jump out of there," and I was like, "There's a fence in the way, dude. What are we gonna do about that?"
Yeah, at first I was like, you're gonna pile dirt that high?
Oh, they did it though.
Does Graham not jump in the uphill? Step up?
Maybe. I don't
I
know.
saw just someone roll it and I thought it was him.
I mean,
He
you
definitely
guys
did once or twice, but I can see him.
in this moto at
Time,
least,
maybe.
he's doing Graham's fastest was a 141. And the second moto, he drops off a couple seconds, but he was like, Zach, you were a full 10 seconds a lap faster than Graham's fastest this moto. And most of the year, you and Graham had been battling.
I think he gave up just because I think he had that like rib injury or something.
Oh, that's right.
Oh
Well,
yeah, and he
so
had
he
a
was just
he had a
getting-
concussion thing too. So
Yeah.
it was like,
Oh yeah, he had had a rough
with-
race in Colorado the round before this one for sure.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I totally remember that he said he was dealing with like the inner ear, like he'd be getting dizzy and not
Oh, like
know where
his
he was
equilibrium?
driving down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be driving down the road and be like, "Holy shit, where am I?"
And then he grooved slicks too.
Oh, was he
Yeah,
on?
that's
Ooh,
right.
yeah,
He
cut
was on
slicks
the
is
group
rough.
Slicks that he ran those in the rain in Colorado too. He was on
Ooh.
the group slicks.
Yeah, so they're heat cycled. And were you on reins for this?
Yeah. Yeah, I was on the same reins from Colorado, and they
Okay.
only had they were brand new in Colorado, so I only had one moto on them. They were still
Yeah.
in pretty good shape.
That's pretty much
Groove
how we work.
slicks don't work for shit anywhere. It's like even if you try and use them in the rain, they're garbage.
A track like this, maybe, but like I feel like you want that softer rubber. And look at, I mean, if we're watching. Like I'm looking at mainly that jump before the step up, that like where we would kind of hop that backside of that berm onto the motocross track. The ruts in there got so. I remember by the second 450 moto, they were like trying to grab our foot pegs.
Yeah.
And just looking at the beginning of this moto where there was some ruts, but then just this last lap when we watched Charlie go through there, you can see the ruts. Like the dirt was so soft, and it made it fun because it was like tacky, and you could kind of charge it. Even this, we got some mad ruts in that by the end of the day.
I was so worried, like, we'd be tucking the front, going up that little wall jump a little bit.
Right here, look at those ruts. Like, you can already see how deep they are. This is Moto 1.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Charlie.
I think in those ruts coming into the dirt right there was one good section that everyone started using. One of them had like a real soft, your wheel would start spinning in the soot or something like that, from what I remember.
And look how dark it is already by the end of this moto.
Oh my god, dude, the camera can't even tune into it.
Moto 2 is gonna look so gnarly.
Dude, it was so gnarly.
It was.
Like, I remember going on the warm-up lap because we got Brandon Kinsey. He was running both classes.
What happened,
Oh
Simpy?
no! I forgot!
Oh, you ran out of gas!
I forgot! No! Cut the film! Cut the film!
Oh, you go straight to the cab.
No!
People don't forget.
Dude, on the last lap, Sippy.
So mad at myself.
Man,
Tragic.
almost close enough to start pushing.
Yeah, dude. All right, so then this was a position that like I'm glad I'm not the promoter, and we went and like kind of talked to Alex about like what do you want to do here in this like Simpy. He runs out of gas, and what I will critique about Simpy is like you push it across the line. Like there's no one else, like everyone passed you. There's no more people coming through on the track. Like just take the time, make the 450 class wait, and push it across the line and stuff. And he would have stayed on, like it would have counted as lead lap. But Simpy had lapped everyone except for Zack. So like he still technically did the same amount of laps as everyone else, still beat him. So it's like, where do you place Simpy? You know?
Yeah, that
Like if we go off like the lap charts, like you just kind of like act as, or it's like he could not pass again. He did the same amount of laps as everyone else. So where do you score him? You know?
Yeah,
that was like such a weird situation to put Alex in. And then like
I found
JP
the rule
was
book and I found the rule book and I read it deliberately that it's just laps completed and time. So
yeah, it said the rider did not have to take the checkered flag to be scored and stuff. Where is he? Yeah, because like it put JP second in the lights class because you had the two classes combined and stuff. So then he's like, well, but then in times like it's showing right now, like it shows that Simpy had done like the same amount of laps and finished in second with with that. But it's like I see the argument for both sides, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that Thomas kid in my class, he was on like a full
flat track,
bike,
yeah.
wasn't he?
Dude, it was like lowered and everything, so he wasn't even doing the step up, and he got second in the light there in the amateur class.
That's gnarly.
Yeah, dude. I think good for him.
Was he the same one that was there last year? Because I remember a flat tracker being there last year.
No, different.
Different dude.
A young kid too.
Somebody
I
said
want
he's
to say
seen him
definitely younger
pushing
than
his
me.
bike or something.
Yeah, dude, like, I remember I was filming on the infield. I don't remember seeing that. I wonder if we lost that footy, Johnny. I was filming on the camera inside the oval. I don't know what happened to that stuff, but I remember like being like, "Where's Simpy?" And then like
I don't know. Somebody brought it.
Simpy comes pushing his bike in, and he would not talk to me. I'm like, what happened? And I'm like, did the bike break? And he just won't answer. And then I'm like, I kind of turn it over. I'm like, it doesn't sound like the motor blew. And then I figured it out, and I was like, okay, this is why he doesn't want to talk to me.
No, I just had to go sit in silence for a little while, really contemplate life.
I walked up to Simpy and I just gave him a hug. I didn't even say nothing.
Well, and we were just coming off of Wisconsin where Kevin ran out of gas, and we gave him so much shit for it too.
Yeah, literally a couple days before
I
this.
know.
We were on like a 10-day road trip.
Tragic. You live and you learn.
Unbelievable. Yep.
Jeff still has my second place trophy.
I mean, at least you lapped everyone, so like it really didn't affect your position.
Yeah. And garbage start again.
Same.
This way
So
I
he's
was
like,
able to
I'm
kinda
not
sneak
letting
around,
Zack
so
go.
Yeah.
No, I got on the brakes.
Oh,
that time,
no,
dude. I
'cause-
was
Oh
like,
yeah,
still were an
he got you
issue,
up
though,
the
I
hill,
thought.
dude.
Yeah. I was like, shit.
Oh, dude, Zack skied off that one.
I was like trying to cut up the inside, but then it got all like wheel spinny and
Oh yeah, they brought like trucks and tractors down in there to try to light up this
Yeah,
corner
that's
for us.
right. I was worried that the truck headlights were going to be pointed at us at first. But we were all good.
I think this one it took me a little longer to get around you.
And then you had to deal with the ruts that got even deeper from the first 450
Yeah,
moto.
there's nowhere to pass until you get to the flat track part.
You can punt someone right there if you want to.
I've never
I'll try
been
to
one
do
to
it to
really
Nick.
punt people though. It's like I always just try and like get around them clean.
Well, it's hard when you get up to guys that you're going the same pace as you.
Yeah.
There's really nothing you can do other than like just shove it in there and screw both you guys' lap up and try to just take the position that way. So that's the only way.
And Charlie's
God.
already fucking gone.
Yeah, he's just gone, disappeared.
Dude, he was so fast that day. Him and Bronson were just like unreal on
You
this
got
track.
me somewhere in there.
Yeah, in the flat. I wonder if was it the inside going into like the infield part? I don't remember.
I
Did
think
either
it
of you
was.
guys-
I think it was like right before the mucky section.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys have sketchy moments in these ruts that you remember?
Honestly, no, and I was kind of surprised. Like, I don't know. I just got lucky and was able to like set into them correctly.
I definitely
Pretty sure I
slowed down
blew
a little
over.
bit too with how dark it was.
Kind of straight in that section where Dawson died. Like
Yeah.
I
Charlie's line there was
knew I was gonna like get thrown, so I just kind of like straight line through him.
Oh,
The
actually, you know what?
time-
I forgot it was the inside that Charlie. We just saw that right-hander kind of before you hop onto the road. That inside rut, I would have to like if I tried to stand up through it, it would take my foot off the peg, so I could sit through it. But it just like G'd out so hard, it got so deep that I had to. I think I
Yeah.
switched to taking the outside.
Yeah, like you could see Charlie was just to the outside of that, and we formed a second rut just outside that first one because it got so deep and it would just grab your pegs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was, I really like. I mean, the track was kind of like, in some ways, it was hokey, but it was so much fun to ride.
Yeah, it's sketchy being dark and like just the whole kind of get up was weird. But dude, it was probably honestly one of my favorite events. Like, I just
It
loved
was definitely the funnest track in my eyes as well.
Yeah, because it's like you go into the flat track, when you're doing it backwards, you got that inner TT part and stuff that I wish like the rain would have let us have a better prep in there and be a little more raceable, but it just is what it is with the conditions and stuff. And the dirt was like perfectly tacky, and like it was wild how Johnny.
Yeah, there's just something about going around a moto track like on like supermoto setup, but you're not almost dying. It's just like such a cool feeling. But I
Zach,
guess we
did
were
you go
almost
back
dying.
to the track the next day in the light and look at the ruts we had formed?
I did not. I did not.
We had stopped by to I can't remember. We had to pick up like my barbecue grill from Charlie because we left it with
Yeah.
him. They had like cooked us food after the race, and Johnny's like laying in the rut, dude. It was so much bigger in real life than like so much gnarlier in real life than what it looked like when we were riding. And I was like, that's what we. Holy crap!
Yeah, the
That little
supermoto
250
tires
goes
lay some nice nice ruts for sure.
Yeah,
I
there's nothing
found-
like it.
I found the gnarliest part for me that like sketched me out because I didn't have the pace here. I didn't feel as comfortable as I normally do. But like in this dark section we're coming into, when you're right on, dudes, you could not see the line. And then so we go
Oh,
through this flat corner
yeah.
and we go into these ruts right here before this big table. and you had to not cross rut because it was so soft and gummy. It would just grab you and slap you. Like Dawson crashed, dislocated his shoulder. Brandon Kinsey here on screen 266. He freaking cross rutted so hard in front of me in the race right before this one on the sight lap and just slapped himself down in the rut, like cross rutted, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not
that
sure
dude was doing every moto, so he was just out there all 4 races.
I hope we see it from my GoPro on that step down, right after the step up, right corner step down. That was my only like puckered moment of the night, is when I was lapping Panelley, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna like jump over him when I do this. And jumped a little too far left into just like the darkest part of the track, and just couldn't see where I was going. It was honestly terrifying. I was like, wow, dude, here I am leading this shit by I don't know how many seconds, and I'm about to weed it trying to fucking hit some jump ball goal.
Is that the spot where Brady crashed the year before? Who was it? Someone ate shit on
Brady.
there.
Brady died there.
He like tossed it or something, then landed. Did he land
like
on the
it was like 10 minutes into our first practice, maybe second practice.
Yeah, I just remember rolling around seeing him.
Dude,
just, like,
I remember I was
out.
right behind Brady, and I was like, dude, he is ripping right now. Like, I don't even want to go this fast. And then he died. And the track had definitely slowed down. Well, I don't know if it's slowed down. 'Cause, like, oh my god, J-Bang, what are you doing, dude? He's just Johnny's just thumbless out there.
We're just defending second.
Yeah, so Zach, you were consistent. The first moto, your fastest was a 1:31.9, which was 2/10 slower than what you did in qualifying. But then this one, the track's even rougher, ruts are deeper. It's way harder to run the pace we were the pace we were able to run in practice on the motocross track. We couldn't do that in those corners because they were way more rutted. But you did your fastest lap this race with a 1:31.6.
So faster than Moto 1.
Faster than your qualifying even.
Damn.
And
I mean, the confidence was up in this moto. I was really, you guys saw me before the Moto 1. I was like riding around, like about to go poach a lap. Dude, it was so weird. I had the worst jitters ever, man. I was like,
really?
I wanted to smoke some weed and relax, but I was like, I can't smoke weed before the race, so I didn't know what to do, dude.
Yeah, like that's like always the bummer on like when you have those rain delay races where it like extends everything out because you already got like race day nerves, and then it just like extends it out, so you're just sitting in the anxiety.
Yeah, and that one guy, I heard he ended up not doing points or something. The guy had like the knobby slicks or something like that. Like the
he was in the 450 class.
I saw him
Brandon
testing
Haddle.
the track, and I was like, "What's going on, dude? Let me out there! I'm freaking out."
Yeah, no, I was the same way because I was like, dude, the rain's gonna come in. We're not even gonna get to ride. This looks so fun. I want to get out there. So like, I saw Brandon go out there, and I was already in my gear because like we were supposed to go out like hours earlier, but we couldn't, and they're like still working on the track, trying to make everything happen. And so as soon as I saw Brandon out there testing it, and I was like, "How does it feel?" Dude? He's like, "Dude, it's fine. Like it'll work in good." And so I was like, and we could only because they were still working on like that fence and everything. So we just straight up, I just went out there and I was like, I'm gonna go ride some laps. And then I think you got out there pretty quickly after you saw us hop out, and we just made our own practice session of just the motocross track and just started poaching the thing.
Yeah, I remember as soon as I saw people, I was like, "Oh, I'm going."
Dude, I thought for sure we were gonna get yelled at, but they were just like, "All right."
Yeah, I just saw you go out there, so I was like, all right. And then like we all just started just
yeah, dude.
hopping
All of a
on.
sudden, there's like 20 of us out there. But like the first time we got to ride the oval was like the practice / qualifier because they had to tighten up the schedule so bad that like it was practice and qualifying to set your qualifying time. One session, 20 minutes. Go get a lap in. Oh, and I like us SMR boys were running a super loose program. Johnny's like half thumbing it. Simpy's running out of gas. I brought my I had bought like this second set of suspension to like valve into SM stuff, but I never did it. It had like some wood spec on it. And I swapped my suspension. I thought the soft stuff would be good at this track. It was not. I go to swap back and I left my caliper bolts loose and they back out, and my caliper swings into my wheel over this big jump, dude.
Oh my god.
And then I had to milk it back to the pits, and so I got 1 lap in qualifying.
Yeah, my little secret on this race, when I converted my dirt bike to supermoto, I actually bought suspension off another 450 and converted that. So I put fucking stock dirt bike suspension back on for this race.
That's what I was running too. I've never.
Well, that's
I don't
what you
have,
run all the time, Simp.
Yeah, I don't have suspension.
Got a Behringer and said I'm good.
Pretty
I
much.
mean, that's all you need, dude.
Slipper clutch goes away. You got a slipper clutch, don't you? So,
No, he doesn't.
damn. Oh man,
He's just a
you're
man
missing
slipping it by hand,
dude.
dude.
You're missing out, man. I'm telling you. Shit, I didn't know what I was missing out on until I rode my 250 that I just bought without a slipper clutch on the supermoto, and I was like, this is dog shit compared to my 450.
It makes life easy for sure, but you can learn to slip it by hand and get it close, but it's like it's
you can
easy
do
to
it
fuck up.
yourself.
It's a good skill. I'm glad he had to learn it.
Yeah, everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I've been riding the 450 in the dirt a lot too. It's converted back to a dirt bike, and the slipper clutch in the dirt is a fucking trip too. Honestly, like trail riding and stuff, it's insane.
Yeah, no, it smooths everything out. The only time the slipper clutch sucks on a motorbike is you can't bump start it if you stall.
Yeah.
You drag your rear brake too hard into a corner.
Haven't had that issue yet. I'm always the electric start guy anyway.
Well, yeah, true.
Man, Charlie's dealing with a lapper.
I feel like the only time I stall bike in the dirt is just dragging my rear brake too hard and stuff, and so that's where a slipper bites you. If you do stall it, you can't just it'll automatically bump because of the momentum you're still carrying, you know? You drag your rear too hard. And I drag my rear and I barely I don't pull in my clutch to drag my rear brake on moto because I'm never using my rear brake to intentionally lock it up.
Yeah, I've been working on not using it at all because I realize when I am using it, I'm feathering it so lightly that it's pointless.
Yeah. There's definitely some time and place for it, but yeah, I feel like if you can, and I always try to preach try to find how you can ride it without the rear brake, only use it because it becomes such a crutch that it limits you from the bike starts sliding sideways. You don't even need to be sliding there, so it's let your momentum kick you sideways, not your rear brake.
100%. 100%.
So do you have slipper set up on the 250 now?
I do. I haven't ridden it on the supermoto track. We were going to practice out at Musselman the other weekend, and I was super hungover, and was just like, I'm not driving out to fucking Tucson today. I can't do it.
That'll do
So
it.
I think March 10th, we're going out to the go-kart track. That's the next day planned.
Oh, nice.
For that thing, and we're gonna
that's already coming
test
up.
the 250 with the slipper.
Which car track you going to?
KRA in it's Deer Valley, Phoenix area. It's a sweet track. It's got no dirt section, obviously. It's a bona fide kart track, but it's probably the most grip you'll ever get on a track for sure.
You guys get some pretty good grids out there?
No racing, unfortunately. We've done a couple hey, everyone grid up, you know? We're doing a race, 5 laps, you know? We've done that before, but never an official thing, unfortunately. Which kind of sucks. I feel like Southwest Supermoto, they could do something of their own, a little local
Yeah, you
thing.
guys got a
They
pretty
just-
good crew of dudes, I feel like. But I mean, racing's always hard because it's whether it's the insurance you need to buy for the track to let you have whatever it is, you know, the track days, I feel like you can do stuff easier and cheaper and stuff. So whenever you start going racing, there's all kinds of unseen costs that just make it hard to justify unless you have enough dudes to help pay those costs so that someone's not just eating a bunch of money on the weekend.
Totally.
Damn, Johnny, you're staying on the grass there, dude? What are you doing?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh,
I'm seeing
you
all
almost died
kinds
there,
of new
too?
lines that I didn't even know were there.
Well, I don't know if that line was a good line. Sorry, Johnny.
I feel like I was trying to.
Well,
I was trying to jump onto the asphalt.
Yeah.
Like avoid
Yeah.
that hump a little.
No, dude,
bit.
it was awesome. Like we would jump up there and just like you just be like bouncing rev limiter. Whoa, do, 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 do.
Yeah, like
Well, I
front
think
wheel,
I was-
back wheel, start sliding.
I was having a problem like exiting the track because I couldn't really squeeze the brake because you're like hammered down into it, and so like that's why I was like
you'd
motoring
hard
out.
there.
Oh, I almost
I
got
could-
fucked off that.
I couldn't brake hard enough, and like so I just started just going to the inside and riding up the inside. So
The second from left rut, like going onto the moto track, developed like such a kicker.
White flag.
I hit it a couple
Yeah,
times and like
for
almost
sure.
got tossed.
Yep.
Dawson's mom wrapped my hand in like I don't know what, and I just couldn't use it. I mean, it was nice that she did that. It probably stabilized it quite a bit, but I could not squeeze my brake. Like my
And then
thumb
you
was-
never went and like got X-rays or anything on your thumb, doesn't it still feel fucked up to this day?
Oh, yeah,
It's finally starting to feel good.
No, it's just
Not trying.
You like the
Like, I-
cat ligament or something.
I can't bend it at all.
Jesus.
And then Graham had picked up the pace in this one. He beat Panelley. Yeah, the first moto, he had finished behind Panelley. And Graham actually was the most consistent rider. Like almost everyone, other than, this second moto, every single person, their fastest lap, they only did that, like that lap within that second one time. Except for Graham, he did 4 139s. And Russ Plain did 3 136s. Except for like Zack, your best was a 131.6. That was the only lap you did in the 131s. You had a good amount of like 132s, but only one lap in that like fastest lap range. And same thing with Buffum, Simpy, J-Bang, that 141 of Thomas. I don't know how to say his last name, McKelkin or something like that. JP only had one lap, and in his fastest lap, Kinsey. Dude, that Darren Kokanowski, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. He had an old AMA supermoto bike, and I'm not sure if he had raced. I should have talked to him more if he had raced AMA supermoto back in the day, but he had OG plates, like the old, like AMA Pro plates on his bike on this old carbureted CRF 450. What is going on with the YouTube?
It's Simpy time.
All right, let's leave the activity, boys. Simpy throw up a stream. But that dude with those old pro plates, and like it might have been his bike. I'm not sure. I think it was. So he probably did some AMA supermotos back in the day. But then, did you guys see like the Grangers that Alex had racing in between our motos, the little electric bikes? He freaking tossed himself into the ground so hard on one of those Grangers.
Alex did?
No, that Darren
Oh, okay.
Kochanowski. I want to say his
I did
His
not
name?
see that.
dude.
Yeah, we didn't get to really watch that
hated.
little Granger race. That'd have been cool to be a part of. It's a bummer, like they want to throw us on those bikes, but it's like right between our motos, you know. So
For sure.
hard to commit to something like that. Like it's
Yeah.
nice to do it like the night before or whatever, but day
Zach,
of we
you see
race,
that stream that Simpy has up?
Yep, I'm popped in as we speak.
Cool. So you got
That's the cart
your
track.
buddy.
That's the
You got
one.
your buddy Sean Varsky, right? On a like
Sir,
KX65 chasing you,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
like
he's
Sean's a
the-
gnarly pro level road racer.
Yeah, he was. I can't remember what year it was. He won the same thing I won, the amateur national.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
what?
I
That
heard he
was
almost
like
got
20.
protested for it, but
It was like 2020 or 2019. He might have won it like a
That's-
couple years.
Oh,
I
I
know,
remember
he
that.
no he even did it like way back, like I want to say like 2016 he did it too.
but he did it way back in the day, and he
Yeah.
was on a KTM
Yeah,
450.
yeah, a good
way
one.
back
He had
in
a
the
he had
day.
a HMC, which was like Mitch Hansen built, which Mitch built the old factory KTM's back in the day, like 2003 to 2009 era.
Yeah, that was a really cool bike. I think he sold it because he stopped racing and needed the money. Sold it, bought a Harley, and then like traded the Harley. It was like a whole shebang that he dealt with after that bike.
So I gotta ask, like, can he pretty much run your pace on a 65 on the asphalt?
Well, on my 250, it pretty much, yeah, dude. Like on that,
That
250
motherfucker,
on the
dude.
straights, I would get away from him, and in the corners, he could get back on me. The 450 would be different because on the straights, I would just pull so
I mean,
much harder
that
than him,
one we were just
especially on
watching,
that go-kart track.
that one we were just watching here on your Instagram, was that your 250 or your 450?
It was the 250, yeah,
Okay.
250.
Yeah, I mean, you
no
can see how
slipper
hard
clutch.
you can see how hard the 250 pulls right there.
Oh, it pulls for sure, but then yeah, he takes good lines on the 65 for sure. He's full road racered out,
Yeah, he's
dragging
carrying a lot of
me through
momentum.
everything. Yeah, big time.
Oh, dude. Yeah, use him as a fucking tool to help you elevate on the asphalt, dude.
Oh, every time, yeah. There's a corner coming up in this video, I think. Actually, we just missed it. It was right before that, where he was telling me, dude, you got to get out to the left more and work on this drive and stuff. He's a huge help anytime I've been riding. He's mechanically, physically riding anything. He knows what's up for sure.
So Zach, what was your first year riding supermoto?
It was the first race I did was year before.
Scroll down to me.
Not last year, but the year before that. And I just did Muscleman because that year I'd gotten a set of 17-inch front and rear.
I think I'm already too early.
Supermoto tires from my uncle. And yeah, you're already back to when I wasn't even doing supermoto anymore.
So right here is probably the first supermoto post.
Yeah, pretty much. That was 17-inch wheels.
Yeah, this is back in 22.
Pretty sure stock front brake with like the big rotor kit and stuff.
Yeah, like just the relocator.
Yeah, it sucked, dude. Honestly, compared to the Behringer that I got going on now, that shit sucked so bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm always telling people, like, sometimes they'll be like, well, like I want a brake. Should I just buy like a Moto Master or something like that? And like Jeff at Toxic, he can get you all of them. And he'll be like, well, this is like, I can get you this and it's cheaper, obviously. So like it's easier. I'm like, no, don't waste your money. Just buy a Behringer, dude. There's no reason to waste your time with that.
I bought a Moto Master used from a buddy that I actually used for the for this race. Actually, I didn't have the Behringer yet. The Behringer got dropped off to me at this race. The Moto Master was okay.
Well, it's like they're strong, but they don't have the same.
It's better than stock,
feel.
that's for sure. The Behringer is insane. It's way better.
And the Behringer's like the only one. Go ahead. I was going to say
Brembo RCS, whatever, the RCS 14 maybe, master cylinder and lever, and that thing was super stiff, like felt like a street bike.
Yeah. And how was it in the dirt though? Like, was it super touchy?
Definitely. And this was my first. So I had bought. I got my suspension revalved for this race, and this was my first ride. It actually showed up in the mail like 2 days, 2 days before this race. So this is my first time on that stiff ass supermoto suspension. So honestly, I fucking hated it in the dirt.
Yeah, you have to push really. You have to push really hard.
Yeah, once I got used to it a little more.
Zach, did you win round one?
No, round one I got like I got
Graham won.
Sixth.
Graham, I don't know. I think Graham had some time on the track, but he whooped everyone's ass at this race.
Yeah, Graham and Mike's on bikes. They both went really fast. I think they went like 1 and 2 or something like that.
Was Clayton racing round one?
Yeah, Clayton was right
here.
there.
I stalled right there. Let like 3 people by me stall.
Jake got by you. Oh, Rick Pierce, the legend, the OG.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I remember being behind him and being like, "Oh, this is kind of cool."
Yeah, dude. Rick's a legend. Like he was
almost crashed right there. Yeah, some dirt on the tire. Yeah, that was a rough race for me. I remember being like, "Man, if the whole season's like this is gonna be a fun one."
No, but it's cool to see. I remember we were there. We were staying with Dustin Hoffman, and I don't know if you know who Dustin is. He's like, in my opinion, he's the most talented like American to ever really do supermoto. But we were staying
He's
with him, and
goated.
he was injured, so he wasn't racing. But he saw your setup, like your truck, and you had a sweet trailer.
The jet ski, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's right there on the
And-
right with the
yeah.
jet ski, dude. I was so hyped on that setup too.
So sick.
Dustin was so jacked on your setup. He was just like, "That's so dope."
Yeah, dude.
That track,
Yeah,
That
Class
was
is so
that,
that
deep.
track
that
was
was
pretty fun.
450 Pro start right there.
Oh,
that
was
was
it?
an insanely fun track. It was incredibly fast paced. Yeah, that was I filmed that one. There's Johnnybang standing next to me.
Yep. Yeah, that was it was a funner track than I thought it would be. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fast and stuff," but it was really fun. And the dirt section ended up being pretty fun, other than how.
Oh yeah, that was back in the day, and
Is that you,
yeah, that was me. That was
Jesus.
dude? Bale and Mick.
That was-
Oh my
My
god!
God, dude.
yeah, dude. I never posted the video of that one because I didn't want to end up on MX fails.
Well,
I
it
got
was
really
like
good
you
at
had
doing
Dude,
back
how
rotation.
did you get away from it? Like how bad was the injuries, or were you like?
It was like a 3-day, like ass and back hurt pretty bad. Like when I landed, I had the wind knocked out of me, and my lower back was just like almost seizing up. And I thought for sure, like, oh shit, I broke my fucking back. We're gonna have to call an ambo out here. And then I just breathed for a little bit, and then gave it a couple days. And yeah, dude,
Hardly.
I was good. Subframe on the bike was roached. Handlebars.
No, dude, we need to see this
all the
footage.
switches.
Yeah, no kidding.
What? No one's seen it? Come on.
I mean, people
on,
have
guys.
seen it. The social media has not seen it yet, though.
Gnarly.
donate it to SMR
I
magazine.
told myself after I land one, I'd post that video.
Hmm.
I landed one on the pit bike, but I don't know if that counts.
Do some sauce.
Dude, we were just that's ACP, right?
ACP, buddy.
Hot.
Yeah, that was hot. Dude, I want to go ride.
Slow-mo.
I want to
Come
go
back
ride
at
an
ya.
AZ with you.
As far as the tracks go, this is probably. I mean, there's only two, which kind of sucks. A lot of them got shut down recently, but ACP
Dude, I miss.
is the best track for
Yeah.
sure.
I miss Speed World, dude.
Oh man, don't even talk about Speed World. That's just such a bummer. You can ride out there. Actually, I got a ticket
Yeah.
riding out there a couple years ago. Trespassing type of dude gave me a warning and said if you come back, you're getting 2 tickets. So that was the first dub right there.
Yeah, that was your first
Sick.
win,
That's where I got
I
my
almost
first win
felt bad.
too. Was
dude. And you guys were so
Mine.
close, like the top 5 of you right there.
That was a hectic race, dude. It was like the only dry race we got the whole weekend, I think, where we were on slicks front and rear.
Man, they are close.
Actually,
Yeah, 'cause,
maybe
like, they
I
were-
wasn't on slicks. I might
No,
have had
this-
the dry front.
You might have had one because I think
Oh, no, 'cause it was
they
2
delayed you
days,
guys.
actually.
Yeah, this was the first day, and
Yeah, it was dry
I remember
most of the
they
first
swapped
day.
the layout. Like you guys were supposed to go in before Open Pro, but like they were like, oh well, some guys have already switched tires or their like tires are roached and stuff. So then like
Yeah,
we ended up sending out the 450 guys because like we're like, well, us 450 guys are pretty much ready, so they just sent us out to keep stuff moving, and then it like delayed, and you guys all did what you could to switch. I know some of you guys were still on front reins, or some had front slicks. It was like weird combos going on, but
I'm pretty sure I had a combo.
I was blown away. This is my first time
fast.
riding in the rain, and I was blown away how much traction I had.
dude, it's so fun.
Yeah, it was more fun than riding on dry ground, to be honest. I was having the time of
Oh
my
yeah,
life.
yeah. If I have to ride asphalt only, riding asphalt only in the rain is a fucking vibe.
Yeah.
I really wish you would have been able to ride this track. Did you get to ride the day before for
Little nose
practice
job.
and ride the dirt section or no?
I did ride the dirt section. I can't remember if it was the day before.
Or no,
I
you
think
you
it
got to go
was-
out and practice. There was one practice that did it. And I think it was like
there
the
was like
amateurs
one or two
or lights.
practices that threw down in it. Yeah, and I was hyped on the dirt section. I was big time hyped. I was trying to throw whips on, like it was like you enter the dirt, hit a
Yeah,
couple
little
rollers, and
double,
then the
yep,
table. I was trying to whip the table big time.
Yep. Yeah, you can scrub that one pretty good. That was awesome.
Actually, first person
So-
view of you murdering
So what's
me.
your background? Is it more moto, or were you like just kind of a free ride dude and just like always on dirt? Like, what was
I
that?
mean,
What did that look like?
Start.
I grew up racing, like started on 65s, 85s, and then
Moto,
did
or?
moto. Actually, first off was like desert hare scrambles. Actually, I did a lot of
Okay.
those, and then we did one hare scramble that was at ACP, and they included the motocross track in it. And I was like, dude, that was so sick, hitting all those jumps instead of the fucking trails in the back.
Yeah.
So then I started racing the Copper State motocross back when I was like 13, 14. Did that for a while. Did one 250 race, and that was like the race where it all hit me. And I was like, damn, dude, there's sponsored kids out here. There are kids really getting after it on 250s. And I'm like, you know, I got loose spokes. You know, me and my dad are just trying to make it do, you know. And I think the 250 race is when it like kind of hit like, if we want to continue racing, you know, it's going to be a total change of life.
Yeah, totally different level.
Kind of became just kind of the weekend warrior, free rider, kind of stuff like that. The free ride spots in Arizona are insane. You can find some insanely big jumps.
That's how it is out here in New Mexico too. Like, we don't have a whole lot of functioning tracks. Like, you guys obviously, I think Arizona in general has a bigger scene than us and stuff. You guys also got a bigger. It's like Phoenix is such a metropolis. Compare, like, it dwarfs Albuquerque, you know, but we got so much.
Yeah, for sure.
But you guys
for
are the
sure.
same way, where you guys have a lot of public lands that you can ride on. They're just like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I think it's the same way out here, where you might get yelled at, but for the most part, it's all BLM land out here in New Mexico, and it's legal to ride off-road vehicles on.
Yep. A lot of it is just like, you'll be so far out in the desert here, people they just can't care, you know. It's you're too far from society.
Yep. That's awesome. And so, like, what was the person that like got you into supermoto? Or, like, you said your dad you borrowed wheels from?
So yeah, it's crazy story, man. My dad had passed away in, I think it was like late 2020, 2019. And he was living in Wyoming at the time when he passed. So we had flown to Wyoming to get all of his stuff and drive his truck and trailer back to Arizona and deal with all of his stuff. And while I was there, my uncle, who he's like an FMX guy back in the day. He's from Wyoming, so you wouldn't know his name, but his name's Larry Rowland. And he was like, "Oh, dude, you know, I'm gonna hook you up with these supermoto wheels. They had DOT tires on them, 17 front and rear. It wasn't anything super.
Was it a
saucy,
skinny rear wheel too, like a 4 1/4 instead of a 5?
No, it was the fat one. It was super fat. It was rubbing the hell out of the chain. And
Honda probs.
And yeah, he gave me those because he was like, dude, you know, you're gonna want a new hobby. You know, you need something to take your mind off your dad passing and stuff. So I got those and just, you know, practiced here and there. Went out to PKRA and you know, started having a little bit of fun with it. And then raced Muscleman. I think that was 2-3 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, I was like, I got these wheels, like, and they're coming to Arizona. I might as well try to throw down for a race, see what happens.
Oh, look at that!
And that race was so much fun. Speaking of dad, that's my dad's YZ right there. That's one of the bikes that I acquired from him.
What year is that? Is that like a 99 or a 2000? 01. Okay, yeah. Last year of that generation. I mean, it's still a modern motor.
A weird year, I think. Yeah, it was kind of a weird year for that one. I think they did like that frame for like 2000 to 01, and they switched.
Yeah. That's still the steel frame, and like, I don't know, those ones are still kind of, they're almost like coveted. I feel like the 02 to 04 steel frame YZs are, because it's still that same motor. That was the first generation of that like modern motor that we still have from Yamaha. And that motor's so fun.
That thing's scary, dude. It's really all or nothing with that bike.
I had a 2011. It kind of low-key made me hate two-strokes.
Huh.
I love the motor, but the chassis of it, I was just like, this thing's trying to kill me all the time. It's just always trying to vibrate bolts out. I don't know if the old steel frames are like that.
Yeah, I feel that. This bike that I'm riding in this video is 2018 Husqvarna 2-stroke 250, and that thing is a trip. It rides like a 450 almost. They've got a counterbalancer or something in the crank that super low vibration, super cool bike to ride for sure.
Yeah.
And this spot is right outside of my house. I can ride straight to here from my house. No load up necessary.
Hell yeah.
This is part of that living in Arizona stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it in my backyard. I love it.
Yeah, I was in an apartment for a little while that had a little like arroyo thing that I could hop in and get to some riding spots from. It was super cool. I lived up there. Oh, we got another flip attempt here, or what?
Yeah. This is the one that I was saying, the pit bike. I think first one, over rotate a little bit, and then second try, major grease. Kept the bike running right here. I need to just post a video of me landing it by itself.
Tight.
Dude, that's gnarly.
Yeah, that was butter. It felt like just like a BMX bike. Like
Dude,
kind of heavy, but BMX bike.
Did you have like a background like in BMX and doing that kind of stuff? Like what made you want to do a backflip, or was it just like I want to fucking pull a backflip?
Definitely before racing moto, I rode BMX, and I never did a backflip. It was probably like 2 or 3 years before this. I tried that backflip.
Was it like real? Was it like BMX tracks, or was it like skate park BMX?
Skate park BMX for sure. And yeah, it was probably like I don't know, actually. It was a long time ago. But there was a foam pit at the skate park we went to in Tucson, and I was like, oh man, I should try a flip. And did like 2 or 3 tries, didn't really come around at all, and then like third try came around perfect, and then I just did like 50, 60 more after that just to perfect it. And then yeah, on a bike it's super easy.
Nice.
Ramp tramp.
Yep. FMX days.
Gotta be fun to have like a metal ramp like that. Get some
I've never got to hit
awesome
like
whips.
I've never got to hit a full like 75-foot ramp setup or 65, whatever the like standard show style
I think
distances.
This video I think should be set at 75, maybe 70, close to it. I can't remember. It's 75 feet though. It's hectic for sure.
I feel like it's hard to throw whips off because you want to like have an arc, but then it's like you got such a little skinny window to arc off of. So it's like, yeah, right there, you like go to the side of the landing, you know?
Yeah, totally. And there was some whip contests going down, like local whip contests going down, a lot of them in Arizona for a while, and they just kind of stopped.
That's rad.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
What do you plan on doing this year for Supermoto?
I'm just kind of waiting to hear about the 24 AMA season.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if they're doing it, but yeah.
One of my buddies said that he ran into Alex at
Supercross.
And he said, oh yeah, that it's just going to be smaller than last year. So we're still working on it, but I have no idea. I'm not trying to get my hopes up too crazy at this point, but I hope it goes down.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last couple of years, I mean, I've done AMA Supermoto pretty much from the old days when it was like AMA Pro Supermoto to when it got rebranded as what we know as modern AMA Supermoto in 2014. I've done every year of it since 14, but like I turned pro back in 07. So I've been doing, and I've been in the Supermoto since like 03. So I've seen like every facet of
every
Supermoto
stage
from, like,
of it.
Yeah. And man, like I think AMA and like Alex and those guys really need to kind of really internally like think about like how they can do it in a good way, because I know this year he lost a lot of money and stuff, but like whether it's mistakes they made on promotion or putting stuff last second, nobody knowing, there's just been a lot of mistakes. Like I know a lot of guys didn't get paid purse money and stuff, so I think if they do, and him and Lucky are trying to do stuff, like last time I talked to Lucky, I was like, you guys really got to make sure like you don't just come back and keep doing the same stuff, because it's just going to be another loss for you guys, and then it's just going to sour people away from this awesome sport. Kauai Creek.
Yeah, that's the sickest track out there.
Yeah, I forgot to ride that one too. But I think I've heard some stuff like of what they want to do. I don't know at this point. Like, I feel like they should have a schedule out if they're going to be doing something. But my guess is maybe we see them do like a multi-round weekend in like Tucson, something like that, like they did in the COVID years. And I think maybe that's what they should do and stuff. But that NAS thing that we got to do this last year, you should definitely put that on your schedule. That's really cool. The North American Supermoto Shootout.
Okay, where's that at? I guess
The final location for the shootout hasn't been announced for this year. We're not sure if they're gonna because of the weather they had in Oklahoma last year. There's kind of a question mark if they want to do it there again or just move it a month ahead of where it was to try to hit good weather stuff.
Yeah.
But I think for you, probably the closest qualifier would be maybe Colorado.
Colorado I think most of them are on the East Coast.
And then there's going to be one in NorCal.
July.
If there was races in SoCal, then there would be one in SoCal, but I don't think they got really anyone promoting races in SoCal, which is kind of wild.
This is the Oklahoma track it was at this last year.
Yeah, I think this one.
Round lap on it.
This is and then if you've never been to one of like these guys' races, like they put on a good show. Like it's really quality as far as like banners, timing, scoring. They even got like lights track wide for like red flags and yellows or lappers and stuff that they can signal to. So it's badass. And I think that I look at that as being like something that a bunch of supermoto guys can like. You can pull guys that are semi-retired from motorsports. Like I'd love to see like some OGs like a Steve Drew or someone come back out and do a race like this. And then it's for everyone. It's not just pros. It's amateur classes. It's kids classes. It's asphalt only classes, as well as the pro class. And the pro class winners get diamond rings and stuff like a Super Bowl type ring with diamonds in it and stuff. And then it was the biggest purse race we did last year, dude.
Oh yeah. It was such a cool just event. Other than it being rainy and freezing, it was so cool.
It was the gnarliest rain race we did last year. It blew Colorado's rain race out of the water.
Yeah.
So Zach, are you gonna defend your amateur championship?
No, he's going pro.
I don't think so. We bought that 250, so I think we're
he's coming for the sauce.
Pro lights. Bro lights.
He's got Simpy. He's probably got a picture of Simpy. He's just like putting a knife into and swallowing.
Dude, just stabbing this poster of the guy.
No, I wish more dudes would. Part of me wants like build out my 250 just to go ride because they're so much fun to ride as supermoto bikes, and it teaches you so much about carrying momentum on the small bike because the 450 makes you lazy. You don't realize how like the momentum you carried in this corner or how you chose your line. Like the 450 can get up and go, and you still get speed down the straightaway. Where on a 250, you're like, oh my god, like I can't keep up with that dude. But if I hit my lines right, I can be there with him down the straightaway.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you translate that to the 450, and you're even better.
Yeah, I'm willing to say my 250 handles a little better too. On the little bit that I've ridden it, it
100%.
so much better than my 450.
Yeah, like it's the gyro of the 450. The 450 has so much inertia out of that bike. Like they are just a handful to hold on to. And especially like when you start running them hard, they just want to dance and do dumb stuff. And the 250, you can ask so much of the 250, and you don't even have to have like super good suspension on it. Like the setup that Simpy's riding on with like moto suspension and no slipper clutch, he tries to do that on a 450 in the pro class. That's not going to be a good mix. But like in the lights class, like he can get away with it a bit more. Like obviously that stuff would help, but like the 250, you can ask so much of those bikes. It's so fun.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I hope the fucking Bro Lights season happens. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
me too. Because I don't think Charlie's coming back for it this year. It's like this is the best chance I have. Yeah,
even better. Shit,
it'll be you and me kind of battling up out front. I don't know who else will be in there.
Ooh, and then like we got Samp and MVD for this next year too. Then we got Zack and MVD. Ooh, dude, you guys are gonna be looking stylish.
That's fire.
Looking clean, dude. The suit's sick. MVD always hooking it up. The hot boy kits.
I had a buddy, the guy who did my moto jersey. He said he was not down to put a Honda logo on it because he was like, "Oh man, I don't want to get sued." I was kind of curious as to what the reasoning behind that was because they
Some
did not mind
companies-
putting a fat Honda logo on this suit.
Some companies like it's trademarked and you have to have like the rights to it, or you have to lease the rights to do it. Red Bull's real big on that. Like you cannot, people can't like just go and be like, I want Red Bull in my graphics, because a lot of graphics companies will get in trouble if they do it and stuff. And like you see stuff like you can order, and I think it's kind of because it's coming from Europe, so they can't really fucking do anything about it
Yeah, true.
and stuff. But because like
Hey,
you can
man,
always like
doesn't-
go on eBay or some European site and like get Red Bull stickers all day or Red Bull hats
Yeah.
or whatever. But
And they look like slightly different.
Yeah,
too, a little off, but it says Red Bull.
yeah, I've never really seen that problem with like the manufacturers, but I do know like companies like Decal Works, they're licensed with all the OEMs, so like they're allowed to print the logos of the OEMs. So I think some guys, they just do it to like keep their business safe, where other people might, if they are going to do it, they have to do it under the table and be like, this didn't come from me, to keep themselves safe.
Yeah.
Stuff if they were to do it. So maybe that was kind of your buddy's problem, was he was just like, he wasn't willing to risk doing something that was going to get him in trouble if it came back to him.
Yeah, fair enough.
Where these guys are in the Netherlands and they're like, you need what?
I mean, the leather starts. It's made in Pakistan, isn't it, or no?
I think the factory might be, but I
think
want to
most
say
of them are in
they.
Pakistan.
I know a lot of leather companies are in Pakistan. Like, I think Nicky Reimer, his like 41
Yeah.
leathers, that he's having them made in Pakistan. I don't know if I'm supposed
Yeah,
to.
I know.
But
that-
there's a lot of companies, like a lot of big name companies have their stuff done there. And so I'm not sure. I know MVD, he does. I mean, they all get it cut to their specs and all that stuff with the different padding that's built into it that's to the certain specs for what is it called, like the CE certifications and stuff. Like your suit will come with like a back protector that's like built in that you can change out to different ones, different
yeah, that's what
elbow
he was
guards.
telling me. That's what Jeremy was telling me.
Yep. And stuff. But yeah, I love.
I'm hyped. The suit's finally in the States. So
Yeah.
maybe one of these days now, I should be seeing that fucker.
Yeah, dude, we were sweating it because like when we got our suits for Nations, me and Bronson had custom MVD suits for it, and we were worried about timelines being like we were late to get, like we finalized like the design of them in late August, and we were racing beginning of October, and so we had like a month for, and MVD was like, yeah, we'll make it happen, no worries and stuff. And then to ship stuff into Italy, you gotta pay like a 30% tax on it or something. So they hand delivered them to the boys in Belgium at the S1 GP the weekend before Supermoto Nations. So we were able to just like get them hand delivered and drive them in the van back to Italy.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Those turned out really well, dude. I was stoked to see those. The helmets and everything too.
Oh yeah,
Sick.
dude, it was sick. Yeah, it was unbelievable. And I think we're gonna try to put together another effort, and of course, like this year, whoever goes for like Team USA, I'm not sure. It depends on like if AMA does a schedule, how stuff gets picked. I'm kind of the opinion that we should just send whoever the best riders are that want to go and like should go and stuff. But it'd be cool to see the US like represent at an event like that. And then if you ever get a chance to go over to Europe and ride one of those tracks, dude, like whatever you gotta do, make it happen.
It's already
is
been
so
talked
cool.
about. I guess it would just, for me, it would just be a little bike rental situation. You know,
Yeah.
That's like all I can think would be the issue.
Yeah, and I mean that dude, the Australian team, they rented factory, like the kind of like the factory level Hondas over there from Grau as SGR, I think. Yeah, look that up, Simpy.
Oh, that's true.
They paid $7,000 a bike for the weekend rental for
Just to rent.
yeah
Oh my
for
god.
Supermoto Nations, dude. Like, and they were like
Oh my god.
under a
It
factory
might-
rig with like hospitality and all the bells and
Oh, okay.
whistles and stuff. Like they were full factory for the weekend, but like we're full factory on PMA too, on the TMs, riding Lazzarini L30 bikes and stuff. And like, I mean, PMA, they bent over backwards to help the American team and stuff, but we weren't anywhere near that mark on paying them that much for the bike. We probably should have paid that much for what they gave us, but
Frog for $7,000. I might as well just ship my bike out there.
yeah, so that'd be like the only sticky thing on making it happen. But if you get a chance, like definitely Europe is insane. The level out there is intense.
Yeah, I could see myself going out there for sure. My girlfriend, she wants to go to Italy, and it cracks me up. She'll be like, "Oh, let's go to Italy," and I'm like, "Oh my god, they have this supermoto track out there. We can totally
Dude, they
go."
got
She's like, "I don't wanna
multiple
go."
supermoto tracks.
Yeah, dude, that shit looks so insane.
Yeah, and Italy, I mean, I'm in love with Italy. That's like the one place I've been. I'm biased. I love New Mexico. I've traveled all over the country. I love New Mexico. I went to Italy. And I was like, okay, I could live here. It's like it's like the only place I've ever said that about. I've always been like, no, I love New Mexico. Like this place is cool, but I like home. So if I'm over there, I was like, okay, this is really cool.
That's pretty crazy. I've never myself been in New Mexico and been like, I could live here.
Not very many people say that. Butters might be one of the only ones.
We stayed in Albuquerque on the way back from Wisconsin.
Mhm.
And it was nighttime when we pulled in, and when I woke up, dude, I was like, "Oh my god, this is where we stayed, bro! My bike's been on the trailer all night here, dude. Oh my
I'm surprised.
God.
Yeah,
no, I'm surprised
I mean,
it's still
there's
there.
parts, but like, I mean, that's like there's parts of Phoenix I've stayed in that have been like that too, you know.
Oh yeah, you don't gotta go far.
So
To find
it's like it's
really
anywhere.
rough.
Yeah, any metropolis you're gonna find spots that are like less than optimal, but and then like I feel like in New Mexico, you get like I always think of Arizona. I'm like, oh, it's just like boring ass desert. But then there's a bunch of places in Arizona that are beautiful. There's beautiful mountains. There's super scenic areas. There's like so much cool parts of Arizona. And I think a lot of people think of New Mexico the same way. Like they drive through the bottom, like through Las Cruces or whatever on the 10. And it's just like, yeah, that's some boring ass parts of New Mexico. You go up in northern New Mexico and it's fucking unreal.
Yeah, I believe it. I remember we drove through, I think after Colorado Supermoto, we drove through Raton Pass and stuff like that through New Mexico. Super dope.
Yeah, I mean,
incredibly
that part
beautiful.
of I-25 is, yeah, it's somewhat scenic, but definitely miss it. Like if you go through Taos and Angel Fire stuff, that's really cool up there. But I think the highways, but it's kind of like if you drive just 40 or 10 through Arizona, you see little bits and pieces of stuff, but you don't really like get the whole picture of what like Arizona. Yeah,
totally.
Dude, look at how close the handguard is to the ground.
And
But
really,
I mean, I love New Mexico from a riding standpoint. Like I get like there's Albuquerque has some shitty spots, and like Simpy doesn't like New Mexico, but he's just hasn't traveled anywhere. But like our riding, like you get out just outside of like Albuquerque area, and like and it just like drops off into these like the Rio Perico Valley, and that like the riding we have is unbelievably cool and so unique and stuff. And it's like there's nothing else that I've ever been to like it and stuff. I see like some of the stuff you guys got out in Arizona, like stuff that like Taylor Robert and those guys post, and that looks pretty cool too. But I don't know. I think there's like a bias to home too.
The Taylor Robert stuff's a trip. There was one video he had where he hits this whoop section and then hits like a dragon's back up a hill in the desert and hits this
just like off the whooped out like 2-track.
Yeah, like I think GoPro reposted it and stuff. And I've hit that exact line before, and
who had it up?
It's insane.
Taylor
Dude.
Robert. It's probably like his Moto 3. I don't know if you find.
Yeah, it's an old video for sure, but that same line is insanely hard to do what he did. Yeah, I couldn't even do it. I was about to wash out in the whoops on the way up to it.
Yeah,
I didn't hear the name. Who?
Taylor
Robert.
I'm gonna see if I can find it. That post too.
Yeah. He's
It's an
gnarly. He's
older
like
post. You'll have to
he's
scroll
a
back to
he
get
was
that
factory
exact
KTM
one.
for a bunch of years, and then he was I don't know. He's one of the best American like off road dudes, but like of the talent where he's just as talented as like Supercross dudes.
Yeah, multi-national hare and hound type stuff.
Yeah, he's gnarly. He's had some big injuries too. Those dudes that run that desert stuff and run at that level, fucking crazy.
Let me know if you see it.
I'm looking on my phone as well in case I can send it to you quickly.
Yeah, some of that stuff, like I love trail riding. I think that's like one of the big things that we have that makes me love New Mexico so much is like we'll go park at some beat up moto track out in the desert. It's not like a functioning motocross track or anything, it's just something someone built out there decades ago. And like when it rains, guys will go out and like clean up some lips and stuff. But then you got single track that just goes out from there and you just go ride single track, and it's just so cool. And I think that's kind of like the vibe you guys got in the Phoenix area too.
100%.
Dude,
Trail riding out here is endless for sure.
The tree riding in Hemis. Oh, dude, it's so gnarly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like I don't know. It was like
Like Sauce.
Oh yeah. No, he can throw down on a moto track. Have you spent much time with any of those like AZ pros or grew up riding with them, Zach?
A little bit here and there, but not much. Just like Taylor Robert, I've actually run into that guy on the trail before, but he is so fast. If you try riding with him, you're just like, this is pointless, dude. He's taking off on me. I don't know, not too many.
Who was
AZ
like what? There was
pros.
like a Supercross dude that he'd always like post like bar drag videos like out in the desert.
That was that was Rhett Urseth. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He was good. He made a couple mains back in the day and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. But I just know like he would like just like have like those bar drag, like he would just like rip a corner so hard, like when it would rain, you guys get that hero dirt. It's the same way out here. If it rains, we're just like, yes, our dirt's gonna be so good for a minute.
Yeah, for real. I think at this point, Samp, we've had to have passed that video that I'm thinking of. But I don't know.
Oh, well.
I don't know what the cover looked like.
Yeah.
I'm just going through looking for Sauce now.
At this point, find something cool looking.
This is like KTM photo shoot stuff. Dude, this jump section is so gnarly. These are big.
Oh my god.
Damn.
That's on Cali. And then so like with Southwest Supermoto, you guys got like a crew of people that go out and do like track days and stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's different sometimes at the go-kart track mainly. It's like it can be a full Grom night, honestly. Like one of the Supermotos, it was 2 450s, and the rest of them were on monkeys and Groms and stuff. And we just got to split practice up at that point. But
yeah,
the Grom scene in Arizona is huge.
Is it?
Yeah, dude, you'll be sitting out there having lunch one day, and then next thing you know, like 200 Groms ride by the fucking restaurant you're at. Just all
like that street takeover type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They do a ton of mini rides out here.
I got Groms, but I don't ride them all that much anymore. Now I got my one wheel. I feel like my one wheel's taking over all my Grom time.
Yeah, kind of the same with my pit bike. If I'm gonna ride the Grom, I'd just rather ride the pit bike. It's a little more dialed.
Oh, bomb starts. That's gnarly. Simpy, look up Sean. Man, how do you spell his last name?
Street bike.
Oh yeah, street bike Sean.
Underscore. Yeah, street bike underscore Sean on Instagram. Right, that'll be your ticket.
Yeah, because like that dude can do wheelies on a Grom for days, dude. On pretty much anything.
There we go.
But that's what I do love about Groms is like you can just like back them in like a supermoto into corners and then just do wheelies in between, just like cut through the neighborhoods and just like make a fun ride out of them.
Yeah, I haven't gotten the wheelies down on mine yet for some reason. I don't know what it is. I got
Dude,
a wheelie
you
block
gotta
with the
do
Grom.
like you gotta do a seat bounce into it that would loop out a normal bike. That's just how you have
Yeah.
to get a Grom up. Even if you like gear them down, you gotta fucking like
Yeah, I mean,
give
I
it a
can
clutch
get it up.
and
It's
a
just the
fucking seat bounce.
consistency of riding it. I can do I can do wheelies on the pit bike like it's nobody's business. But
Yeah, I'm not taking
Grom,
my hands off the bars and doing a coaster on a Grom like Sean is.
Oh yeah, that's insane, dude. He'll do the limiter coasters where he pulls in the clutch and just yeah la 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 la.
Dude, that's so sick. I love doing steep wheelies where you're just like heavy in the rear brake. I love that shit.
I'm trying to go back on my phone and see if I can find videos. Oh, yep, I found them. Of like our
Oh,
Grom
here's a
stuff.
fun question, and I also just want to throw Simpy under the bus.
Oh boy.
What's your most embarrassing crash, Zach?
Oh boy.
Oh, dude, it's on my Instagram. I mean, it wasn't supermoto; it was moto. I landed on this kid's back fender, and it was kind of a smaller jump. Landed on his fender, straight to my side, and then somehow in like the commotion, I kicked the GoPro that fell off my helmet. Kicked it so it's like facing me, and then you just see me sit there with the wind knocked out of me for like 30
Oh,
seconds
no.
on GoPro, and I'm like laying in the track going,
No. Where's it at?
It's deep. It's pretty deep for sure. I'll let you know when to stop.
Probably my
Nice.
most embarrassing one was like a local arena cross, and I told my buddies if I like won the heat race, I was gonna do like a fender slap.
Yeah, you were going too fast. There's a little.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's back from here. I wonder what the cover is. I think the cover actually might be like a picture of my dog on the cover, maybe.
Let's see one of those, I don't think.
Man, what the hell did I delete it maybe? Was it that embarrassing?
Hmm.
I didn't know. It's gotta be in there somewhere.
Could be one of the blacked out ones.
I don't know. Look on my phone now, because now you got me curious.
Oh, here's one with a dog on the front.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's Red Urseth's spot, though. Bringing that up.
A cool little jump.
Dude,
though.
that's a fun looking jump.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see that video of that kid who did that backflip and let go of the bike and just landed on his chest?
Yeah.
That was that same jump.
Oh wow.
Oh, was it? That spot looks pretty
Yeah,
fun.
I was there when it happened. That shit was insane, dude. I gotta fucking still have this video up.
Unreal.
The fact that I've got my most embarrassing crash on video, I feel like you guys have to see it.
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it this?
that looks like it. Click the sound.
It's totally it. 100%. 100%.
ACP.
Oh, wait. No, this ain't it. It's another one, though.
Was that loud for you guys?
A little bit. It's fine.
Not crazy loud. Dude, I'm losing my mind. So I'm pretty sure I was on my 2-stroke when that crash happened.
Trying to look for the
Unreal.
ones you're on a motor track at. But it's like GoPro footage. It's not like a third person.
It's GoPro for sure.
Oh.
Dude, maybe I deleted it. Maybe it was that embarrassing.
I'm trying
I
to.
have no
I'm still
idea.
trying to simultaneously find like some of our Grom slide videos too, but we had so many it's hard to find.
Yeah. I have one on my Instagram. So of you
Right.
crashing.
Oh boy.
I never posted that compilation reel I had of you like crashing like 5 times though. Yeah, I think my most embarrassing one was like I said I was going to do like a fender slap over finish, and so I go and I whole shot. I lead the whole thing. I cross the finish line and I do this huge fender slap, and I like kick the bike sideways. I threw so much energy into it, and I just slapped on the landing like so bad.
Oh, oh, that's terrible.
I couldn't even race. I couldn't even do the main or nothing. I just load up and go home. I slapped my head so hard.
God, dude. That's what happens when you're trying to claim it, man. That's why in snowboarding they say don't throw your arms up until you like for sure landed the trick.
Yeah. Simpy's gonna toss himself right here. That's like the funnest little spot I got right next to my house for the Groms. Is that little concrete pad? There's like a church that never got built.
Did you see this track was up for sale?
Yeah, that was pretty fun. That day was dusty. We drove like 3 hours south because we heard this track was having a practice, and it was an unprepped practice. We get there, it's all dusty as shit.
Oh, that's terrible, dude. Oh my goodness.
It's still super fun, but like I was just like, what?
Actually, I think I have a video on mine too. That track anyway.
J-Bang, what's your most embarrassing crash you can think of?
Dude, all of them.
All of them. The Sturgis ones we watched tonight.
So I think it was a hair scramble, either cube or gallop. I can't even remember where it was at. Had to be cube. No, had to be gallop. No, it had to be cube. I don't know. But I wrecked my brains out. And so I'm like, I was doing well. I was like, it was my first year, like really picking up speed in off-road. And I was just charging through the pack. I was like going up to some of the B guys. And there's this guy in front of me, just dusty as can be. So I'm trying to pick like a separate line on this cow trail. And there was just like this big square edge, just probably a good, I don't know, 12 inches tall. It just threw me over the bars, and I shit my pants.
You shit your pants?
Dude, I shit my pants, and I'm like laying in the path of like I thought, like I hit so hard, dude. Like my everything was tingly down there. Like I couldn't feel my legs, dude. I thought I was gonna be like fucking quadriplegic or something, dude. Like I was I was freaking out. I was like dragging my lower body off the fucking course, and ambulance puts me in a stretcher and takes me back, and I'm like, no, you're not calling no one. Like, so I get out and I can walk like barely, and I have my friend's mom. I'm like, hey, I think I shit my pants, and she sure enough looks for me, which is hilarious. Just mommed me hard, dude. And she's like, yeah,
you got a dirty typo.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Unreal.
That's Monticello right there,
Yeah.
right, John?
Yeah.
This is one of the
Monticello.
Weeby races I did too. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's-
moto track they have there is cool.
Yeah.
Is Weeby still around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wagon
James Wagon
Soul
just
is
sold
good.
it,
Yeah.
and I think he's like helping him out for the last year. I think that was last year. I don't know if he's still doing anything, but there's a new promoter, and I think they're starting really soon.
Yeah.
This month, I believe they have round one, a Weeby. So, or maybe it's next month. I'm not too sure. Click on their Weeby Racing.
Sippy, what's your most embarrassing story?
I don't really have one. Never really crashed that much actually. We're pretty kept it on two wheels, Nothing embarrassing here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, just regular old stuff,
It's sharing time, Sippy. It's sharing time.
Well, I had a bit of an accident. So I was dating this girl at one point, and she was like, "Oh, can you wheelie a dirt bike?" And I was like, "Can I wheelie a dirt bike?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I can wheelie a dirt bike. Come on, let's go." So we hop on my 450, and we go to this little like walking bridge thing that goes over a freeway. It's all caged up and everything. And so I started doing some wheelies, and I did like three or four like that were pretty good or whatever. And then I come around to do
like what's pretty good? Do you mean like fast, or do you mean like steep?
I mean, just like kind of steep. I wasn't going crazy quick.
Like, but like what gear? Like first, second?
Second.
Okay, that's pretty good on 450 though. You can get going fast.
Yeah. I mean, there was definitely some speed behind it for sure. And so the girl I was dating was just sitting at one end of the bridge type thing, and I come around and yank it and get a little too far, a little too much loving on it. And I wasn't in any gear. I was in like denim jeans, a t-shirt, and Vans. And so I end up looping it out. The 450 starts sliding and gets like launched into a post, like a concrete post type thing, and gets like jammed in it. And I get tossed off the back. And the millisecond I touch the concrete, denim jeans are obliterated. And like the way I landed, I kind of landed left cheek first. And so, like, when I made contact, jeans disappeared, and it, like, spread my cheeks and gave me road rash, like, all up in there, dude. It was, like,
Damn.
horrific. So, like, I get up, and, like, adrenaline's going
gotta
or
play
whatever.
it
So,
off.
I hop up instantly, and I go to pick up my bike, and it's, like, lodged into the post. So I have to, like, yank it away and try and, like, break it loose from the post. Finally get it up.
Your
We're going.
asshole bleeding.
Yeah, I didn't even know at that point. So I pick the bike up and I throw a leg over and I
It was
sit
still
down.
bleeding.
I'm like, yeah. So like I throw the leg over and I sit down on the seat and I'm like, oh shit, that doesn't feel right. I was like, it feels kind of wet and I can feel air and stuff and I'm just like, oh no. But I didn't look at it at that point yet.
So do you just like roll over to her and you're like, get on, let's go?
Yeah, I was like, whoops. And I was like, all right, I think we're probably going to call it there. So she hops back on. I go back to my house, throw the bike up, and I had completely obliterated my carbon tip FMF, trashed the subframe. I gouged my swing arm, broke the master cylinder for the rear brake. I don't even remember what else. Like there's other stuff that was broken
like
for sure.
$2,000 or so worth of damage to your 450.
Yeah. And so I get home, I go in the bathroom, and I just look in the mirror, and I'm just like, oh god. And like that day, we had a homie in from Colorado that was like wanting to do some desert riding, and I called Butters like as soon as I get back to the house. I'm like, dude, I texted him first. I was like, what's the best way to kind of help with road rash? And then he comes back with, don't get road rash. No shit, Sherlock. And I'm just sitting there looking at my ass that's just like obliterated.
Yeah, I was like, where'd you get road rash? He's like, on my ass.
So you were like on the phone with him and like had a mirror just shining down there?
Yeah, it was rough. So like I ended up not going, and it was a rough recovery.
Yeah, like
process.
it was like Koi and Simpy had like bonded, and I kind of knew who Koi was and stuff, but Koi's coming down here to ride with Ryan, and Ryan's just like, I can't ride.
I'm not gonna make it.
I had to take Koi and take him out riding.
Oh man.
And now Simpy doesn't do wheelies.
Yeah, I'm pretty much completely retired from wheelies. I don't even the first race I won this last year in Colorado, didn't wheelie across the line, didn't do nothing, man. Showboating is off the table for me.
Was the road rash, you said all up in there, was it inside the wipe zone and everything?
But it was encroaching on some dangerous territory. We'll we had to tiptoe around some areas for sure.
Unbelievable. Just taking showers now, dude.
Dude, I couldn't even sit down correctly. Like it was.
Get a bidet for like a while?
No. It wasn't like that
If
far.
you scroll down, Simpy, there's like some drone footage of Tucson somewhere.
But no, it was definitely a rough recovery process, that's for sure.
All kids. Very
So
good.
But yeah, that one was definitely my most embarrassing by far.
I love that story.
I think that's the first time we've talked about it on SMR, huh?
Yeah.
It's on the internet now.
It's got to be fresher than that, Johnny.
It's got to.
Yeah, this is old.
Wait, go back,
little baby.
Go back down to. Maybe it's like.
Where it started. Oh, is it this?
Right there.
No, that's not the drone, but yeah.
That was 2019?
22.
2020.
It's 22.
Oh, yeah, the 22.
Posted in 22 at least.
Oh, there's some of it, yeah.
Oh,
Fat
Fat
Tom.
Tom. Is he still alive?
I think so.
Oh, I forgot about that crash, dude. That one was gnarly. That was from the homie that was down in where did he live? Like
He was
Texas or like El
El
Paso or
Paso?
something? Yeah.
Corey,
Yeah, something like
his
that.
name is. Yeah, he usually shows
Zach,
up.
you would have been in this race too, right? 2022.
I think so. Yeah, definitely. I was running like 6th.
You have any
Samp,
ever
I just
have
sent you,
Johnny get super sketchy in front of you?
No, but I do
Constantly?
remember that first year got around Johnny like last lap, packing him in the fucking asphalt right out of the dirt.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
That
I
was how
remember
I
that.
met Johnny, pretty much.
This was last year RSR was there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Dusty Nugs won. Was this the year
Samp,
Dusty
I
Nugs won?
sent you
Tom?
the
I think so.
Go to messages, MP.
Yes, pretty sure.
couple clips.
Oh, go to
my,
your own
of,
profile.
of my back
Or oh no,
flip.
yeah.
Grace you guys with it. Oh shit!
You could have done it from. You can do it from messages.
Where'd you send it?
Click up top. Up top, Tim.
Send it
Yeah, click
to
that.
Samson. There you go. Simp and Samp.
I'm not too technologically advanced.
I
Good job,
figured
Jamie.
you guys were asking about the backflip clips.
Oh, we
This
get to see it.
technically this isn't posting it, but you guys get to see some action.
What?
Oh.
Use latest app.
I'm on the internet, or I'm on browser.
I'm on the internet.
Brother, I'm using the internet. It should be working.
Maybe it
Drop-
wasn't meant to be that.
Can you drop it in the Discord right here? So if you click on general on your computer, you
probably-
could just.
Yeah, in the
it's
text
on
chat.
It's only on my phone.
Oh,
This computer is pretty empty. I
Oh,
try
yeah.
to keep this
You can
computer
download
empty so
Discord
it doesn't
on your phone,
lag
but
out.
yeah, that would take a minute.
And now I can't switch back to Smart. Unbelievable.
Oh,
Oh my god.
just
I know it
fuck
shows you
this
are.
guy.
Oh well. I guess it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, fair enough.
I guess it's.
Sam's
I guess
just
you
gonna
gotta
go-
wait till you land it.
Yep.
Samp's got the videos on his phone ready to rock and roll, so he could just pull
Maybe-
up his phone and check
Yeah.
that shit out.
Your eyes only, Simpy.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, buddy.
Maybe you can be the first one to pull it on a supermoto bike.
Oh, that would be intense,
Oh, that'd be
dude.
tight.
The
I
spot
know
out
there's
by-
one guy that does it like on the supermoto wheels, like off the side of his van.
Dude, that's gnarly.
he must have just watched it.
Well, it looks like you have the rotation for it, though. I guess it kind of stalls out.
It stalled out a little bit, and I
Yeah.
got so scared, dude.
I
I pulled
bet.
back,
I bet.
looked back, and was just like, "Where's the landing? I'm still upside down," and I just jumped off the bike, dude. I was so
Oh,
fucking
man.
scared.
That's gnarly.
Yeah, that's why they say do a foam pit first, because you got to get scared once and
Yeah.
still be able to do the jump a
And still
second
live.
time.
Yeah.
I feel like it's got to be hard to let yourself like intentionally loop out. Like to
Yeah,
commit.
I don't know, on a BMX bike and stuff, I feel like it's just nothing. But on the dirt bike, it was fucking so scary, dude.
Yeah, I don't want nothing of it. I'm out.
Oh, because it was Andy, right?
That's
that
the first thing I texted Butters this morning was, "Hurry up and learn to flip."
Yeah, and I was just like, never.
Why is it not letting me?
Yeah,
The
we're
internet,
looking at making like a
Unbelievable.
street supermoto video, and I'm like sending
A
these guys
little
all these.
urban assault.
Yeah, I'm like looking for places to poach off of Google Maps and all the ditches we have, all these asphalt ditches we have all around Albuquerque. There's a few transfers.
Yeah, Zach, have you ever
That's
seen Debrino tried to do a backflip on like a Alta back in the day?
Yeah, it was
And
awesome.
like
I've never
tried
seen
to-
that. That's insane.
he tried to do a mini flip, and like because it's like an e-bike and it can like it's not just like first gear holding like a 450 wide open in first gear, and
Yeah.
then, like, it maxes out like so the e-bike was just like yeet, just went
Yeah.
like sky high. It's
Probably
older.
about went out of his hands.
It was probably like 2018 or so. He's got a lot of posts. Yeah, it straight up just yanked his hands off the bars. So yeah, when we had him on to talk about Tucson, he talked us through the story. It was pretty good. But yeah. All right. So is there anyone you want to shout out, Zach, for making like all the racing and traveling you did possible this year?
I mean, if we gotta go making racing and traveling possible, it's got to start out with my mom. Man, she helped me out so much with just funding and stuff like that. Like having to step away from work, and I remember being like, "Dude, I've got so many jobs this weekend that I need to get done, and I can't do them because I'm going racing." She was just like, "All right, don't worry about it, dude. I'll help you out with gas or something." So my mom obviously helped me out so much, dude. And then my buddy Sean and Nick, Nick Coach or Coke, he's more of a street bike guy, but he came out to the Colorado race with me, and he knows lines well and stuff. And he was telling me, "Dude, you need to watch Reimer, you need to watch Butters, you need to watch all these fuckers and use their lines because nobody in amateur is using them."
Yeah.
And so those two dudes helped me out a ton, just going off of people. Yeah. And then I think it was after Colorado. Charlie was telling me about the slipper clutch, and he's sponsored by Hinson, and I was like, "Damn, I need to reach out to them." So I did the rider support, racer support through Hinson, and was able to get that for the slipper clutch, and that's been a fucking huge help. So could definitely shout out Hinson clutch components for the hookup on the slipper clutch, and then Behringer brakes. I don't know if I'm a sponsor by them, but they gave me a good ass fucking set of front brakes for sure, dude. That shit is insane. I could definitely say I would not have won this season if it weren't for the Behringer. The slipper definitely helped out a lot, but you're like you've said, you can feather the clutch a little bit yourself and make it work. But all in all,
there's no beating a Behringer.
And then just after the season, Fast House did their racer support sign up thing, and I did that, and I got the racer support from them. I think it's like 35% off gear, but it's something for the days that I'm willing to wear dirt bike gear on the supermoto track.
Yeah.
Bro, how far back is this?
I don't know. You might have passed
2017? Is it newer than 17?
I don't know. But people look up the Motocast we did from Tucson. They can find it here. Andy's words talk through it and stuff. It was a good story. It was gnarly. I think you probably passed it.
Yeah, I probably passed it.
I give anyone props. I give anyone props for doing a fucking backflip, man. That shit so much harder than it seems, dude. Because those bikes are just so heavy, and they do not want to come around.
Yeah. Reimer's done backflips like on BMX bikes at the skate park and stuff, and he's also like knocked himself out doing them on BMX bikes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But, I'm not, dude. I'm like completely talentless other than on a dirt bike. I'm just doing everything else.
The backflip's a total circus trick. Like I can't do a bar spin. I can't do a fucking tail whip. I can do a toboggan and a backflip. Those are my two tricks. I can 180 sometimes. I'm not good at riding backwards, but the backflip is a total circus trick. a lot of people that you wouldn't expect to be doing backflips can do them for sure. I bet you got it for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, Butters, let's get you into backflipping.
A foam pit where you can land on your head and not really worry about it. Like you just need. I feel like it for 2 or 3 tries.
Samp and Samp here. He's naturally talented. He can figure it out.
Dude, give me a foam pit. I guarantee you I'll figure it out.
If you remind me of my buddy, his name's Dakota Osuski. He's a pro mountain bike guy, but you look a lot like him too. Like we were out at one of the races, and my buddy Nick was like, "Damn, look at this Dakota looking motherfucker." I was like, "Oh, that's Sam, dude." You'd be hyped though. You'd be hyped that I'm saying you look like him. He's a fucking professional downhill mountain biker. He's fucking sick. and he's one of those multi-talented dudes. He's got a video of him doing a backflip on a mountain bike, bailing mid-flip, and then landing on his feet and catching the bike.
What'd you say? It was Dakota what?
Susky, Osusky.
Did I spell Dakota correctly?
2 D's, no T.
Oh, I see.
Akoda, I believe.
Let's see if it just pulls it up. There it is.
Yep.
Oh, you know, I've seen his videos. Yeah, I've come across this.
Yeah,
seen
you've
it.
seen this one for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this one went viral. Fuck.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
that's so gnarly because like there's no gyro to bring whips back on
dude.
mountain bikes like there is motos, dude. That's so gnarly to do a
Just
hand
like
plant.
this screen
Throw
grab
off
right
the little
here
bit
is
of
so sick.
throw off the little bit of gyro you have and still like pretty much pull it. Fuck.
He was doing that with like a recently dislocated shoulder too. Like apparently that one right there blew out his shoulder for like the last go. That was it. Had to get shoulder surgery after that.
Bummer.
That's so.
Dude,
That's
mountain bike
so
guys
If
are
he's got any selfies,
Whoa,
you guys,
dude.
I'm assuming you guys will totally think he's a Samp looking motherfucker as well.
gnarly. Yeah.
Similar.
Dude, I'm gonna grow my
He's got
stash
a mustache,
out, dude.
but yeah, his mustache throws it off. It's similar.
Dude, I ain't got the talent though. This guy's gnarly.
No, you got the talent, bro. Dude, Zach, you should have seen Simpy just a couple years ago on a motobike. Like he was a complete goon. Like just
Absolute
goon.
idiot.
Like he was always willing to like send and try, but like just a goon and stuff. And now he's like getting style and stuff. But it's like his progress is so quick. Like, I mean, Johnny, you know, it's annoying how fast Simpy's learned.
Simpy just every time I think I'm getting better, he's just pulling away from me.
So sick.
Mountain bikes are a lot of fun. You said Angel Fire. I haven't been there, but I have a couple buddies who rode the mountain bike park up there.
Angel Fire is one of the best park. Yeah, Angel Fire is one of the best parks in North America.
Fuck.
That's big.
That's massive.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, dude, that looks so sick though. Like coming off the wall and just dude.
mountain bikes, like, dude, downhill parks are so sick 'cause it's like moto on mountain bikes.
Yeah, minimal pedaling is always ideal.
Yeah. Just shred
fan
down
of
the mountain.
Not pedaling whatsoever.
Yeah.
That looks like Big Bear, Cali, I think.
That could even be Canada, maybe. Hard to say.
Yeah, I know he's a Whistler cat. For sure.
This looks sick.
Oh, isn't that
Some Rampage stuff?
Yeah.
It's gotta be Utah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I've been up there before. We went and visited the Rampage site, rode mountain bikes and some other spots, but just hiking up the Rampage site.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to go down this.
Yeah, it's scary hiking down it, and I'm like, people are gonna fucking ride their bike down. Like that's retarded, dude. I would die 100%.
It's like I couldn't even imagine because GoPro makes things look so gay all the time. So
yeah, like flying shit out. You're like, it was way gnarly than that.
I couldn't even imagine what this looks like in person, dude. Like, that's like a 10, 15 foot drop right there, and you're just. Oh.
Yeah, the mountain biking in Utah is insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, this dude's sick. He lived in Arizona for a while, and then he moved to Utah to like totally chase the dream. Like when moved in with Ethan Nell and DJ Shredda, I think is his name. I don't know if that's his real name. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds like it's a fake name. But yeah, he full blown decided, you know what? I'm gonna go ride bikes for a fucking living.
Sick.
Doing the damn thing. Oh yeah, totally a Samp looking motherfucker.
Totally.
Yeah, Simpy, you gotta grow your hair back out.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He's got Samp vibes for sure. I bet he could throw down on a supermoto as well.
Yeah, it'd be sick to get some mountain bike guys out. They're like on the level with like supercross dudes as far as just like talent that can like go anywhere.
I got a lot of boys that I've been trying to sell them on converting their dirt bikes as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's like we need to get all the guys that are kind of like into the vet class now, because there's a bunch of dudes that are still like, they still want to be like moto cats, but then they don't want to like put in the time to have fitness to be a moto guy and stuff, and they want to like
totally
hang out. And like supermoto is perfect for that. I call it a slacker sport because it's like a 20-minute main for supermoto is like doing like, I don't know, a 4 or 5 lap moto race and stuff. It's not near as physical. It's like there's some physical stuff that's like different. Like you feel more G forces on the asphalt, so you're like pecs and like triceps feel a little more than like you do on a motorbike, because you're like having to just take it through your arms instead of being able to stand and use your core. But other than that, like supermoto is just like the best slacker sport ever, because you just get to like throw down everyone's homies. So I wish we could get more of those guys that like grew up as moto kids to realize how freaking rad supermoto is.
That's one thing I noticed first year racing supermoto is like you can have a bad attitude and you can mean mug dudes in the pits all day, but if you go and talk to someone, dude, everyone racing supermoto is so nice. But my experience racing moto, dude, like you're like supposed to mean mug people in the pits.
Oh yeah,
like everyone's
or if they are like
moto.
Yeah, or if they are like being nice, you're just being a fake. You know, like you're just like that person's faking
exactly.
it. Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know. Racing moto, you realize that those kids complain about their fucking bikes so much, dude. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Where I'm like, man, supermoto guys, they just kind of deal with it as it goes, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I love about supermoto, because like you can't like. I like to call road racing and flat track like cheater sports, because like it does kind of come down to bike and setup. We're at the high level, like in supermoto, yeah, setup does have a huge effect, but because of the dirt and the asphalt and the combo of them, like whether they're falling apart, like you can't hide the rider skill. You just can't.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. When you bring in the dirt, I totally agree.
And stuff. And that's what I love about it, because like. You like whoever the best guys are, like a couple years ago, the last state line, like McAllister rode a Honda that wasn't set up for him, and it was just like he wasn't super happy with it, wasn't comfortable on the bike. You could still go just as fast as anyone else on it. You know, like the top guys are always going to be fast no matter what they're on.
Yeah, for real.
Sick.
Super sick.
All right, well, thanks for coming on, Zach.
Yeah, dude, thank you for having me. I hope to be on some more, 2024 season. Bro lights.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, it'd be sick to
Bro,
battle it out.
Yeah, exactly. We need some Simpy Klassen. If we could get J-Bang on the 250 too.
Hell
the
yeah.
250 class just juicing.
Making her scream.
I want to put my wheels on my 125, come out there on my 125 just singing.
I've even told Graham he needs to buy an FC 250 and swap all that shit from.
He did. He got a KTM 250. He's not sure he wants to put wheels on it. And I told him I was like, dude, it's so fun. I guarantee.
I didn't know that was a 250. I thought he just got another dirt bike just to get dirt skills in.
Yeah, I saw it, and like, cause like the 350s and the 250s have like real similar looking engines, but the 350s have a smaller. Well, at least the older gen have a smaller valve cap cover on them. And so I saw it had the bigger valve cap cover on it, and I was like, ooh, a 250.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was like, I asked him like the same thing I asked you. I was like, bro, lights? And he was like, I don't know. He's like, if I get some parts. I was like, dude, it's a 250. It doesn't need it. Just do it. Come on.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know. It's spend $1,500. You can get the parts. You're good. You know.
And like he got a KTM, so like all his FS stuff would just go right on it.
Yeah, it totally should. I don't see why it wouldn't.
Nah, it would. I mean, if he did swap the forks, he would need to swap his shock too, just because like the FS are lower. So you gotta swap both. But
that was one thing I did with my 450 Supermoto setup. Just put that straight on my 250. Kind of was hoping it wasn't too stiff or whatever, and it actually feels better on my 250 than on my 450.
Hell yeah.
So.
And now you got like a bike that can stay set up too.
Yeah, pretty much. Now I got two electric start dirt bikes, one for dirt, one for supermoto. You know,
Hell yeah.
it's all set up nicely.
That's the dream.
E-Start's nice, but
Yeah.
I mean, I just bought an RMZ 250, and I'm like on Kickstart life, dude. I'm a Suzuki guy now.
Nice. Kickstart butters.
Dude, that Suzuki's so sick.
We got a lobby up, boys.
For MX bikes or what?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
But yeah, dude. Thank you for having me on. Like I said, I hope there's more. I hope there's more
Yeah.
racing for sure. So
Yeah, we'll try to cover as much stuff as we can. Like, it's just been, dude, like, these are so much work for Johnny to, like, piece stuff together and stuff,
Yeah.
so, without J-Bang. And then doing these is just super fun. Just, like, throwing down. So,
Yeah, this is the easy part.
This
is the easy part. Going through all the footage takes a while.
Yeah, I'm chilling.